Hi everyone, and welcome to our Valentine Day cookie collab. I'm Cricket, and this is what I'm making today, my shortbread cookie cutout type cookies. And I'm going to be joined by my sister Ellen from Ellen's Homemade Delights, who will be making her strawberry cookies with strawberry cream cheese frosting. Don't those look good? And also my sister Emily from Emily Country Cook, who will be making her Oreo cheesecake cookies. I can't wait to dig into those. So let's get started on my cookies. For our shortbread cookies, in my bowl I have 2 cups of all-purpose flour. I have a half a cup of superfine sugar and 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. And I'm going to add 2 sticks of very softened room temperature butter. Just set your butter out that morning and let it get super soft. And to this I'm going to add a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And now we're just going to take our hands and we're going to knead and work this all together until it becomes a good dough. Okay, just work it till it all comes together. And that's why you really want your butter to be good and softened. And now I'm going to take out most of it and just leave 1/4 of the dough in the bowl. Just a good handful. And I'm going to put this in some plastic wrap, the other dough, and just set it in the refrigerator. Now I just poke a hole in it, and we're going to add some red food coloring. And that's why I have on the gloves. And I'm going to add about a tablespoon of flour to that. And we're going to work that in. And you're going to think that this food coloring is not going to mix in. It will. Just keep working with it. And if this gets just a little bit sticky, add just a little bit more flour to it. You don't want it to be sticky. Okay, see, it's finally all mixed in really good. And we're going to cut these out in little hearts. Now I have me a cookie sheet that I'm going to line with some parchment paper. And we're going to set that aside. And I'm going to lay me out another sheet of parchment paper. Sprinkle just a little bit of flour on there. And now we're going to take a small heart cookie cutter, or you can use any shape. I got this in a whole set at Walmart for 97 cents last year. It comes with a big heart and then it just sizes down. So we're just going to use the small one. We're just going to roll it out to the thickness of the cookie cutter. Dip it in flour. And just cut out your hearts. Take your hearts that you have cut out and just lay them on the cookie sheet that's lined with some parchment paper or wax paper. Now take the rest of your dough, gather it back up, roll it back out, and cut out some more hearts. While this dough sits in the refrigerator, we're going to take our tray of hearts and we're going to put them in the freezer for around 30 minutes till an hour. Alright, our hearts are good froze. So I've taken 1 egg white and mixed it just a little bit, and now we're going to stick the hearts together. So just take a heart, brush a little egg white on it, and press it together, but not hard because you don't want to mess up the shape. You want to work kind of quickly because you don't want your hearts to thaw. And then you can just lay it down and continue to do the same thing. Just stick them together. We're making a log of hearts. Alright, I'm going to stick these back in the freezer for about 10 minutes because we really want these to be good and firm and stuck together. But then right now I'm going to put these in the freezer, and I'm going to take out my other dough and let it set out and get to room temperature. Alright, I've gotten them back out of the freezer, and you may notice a few extra hearts. I did that on purpose. But this part we need to work kind of fast. So take this dough right here that was in your refrigerator. Take you off just a little piece. And we're going to like roll it in a log. And it shouldn't really stick to nothing because all that butter in there. If you have to spread down a little bit of flour, that's okay. And where the heart part is, the indentions of the heart, just press that in. See, because we don't want, the reason why we keep the heart part frozen, we don't want it to get misshapen as we're adding the dough around it. And just repeat, just keep rolling like long snakes of dough. And just place it on there. You don't have to press real hard. And just continue. You can even just do little pieces at a time and kind of spreading it out some. And we're just going to kind of smooth it out, and you can tell by the end where you might need more dough at. And just lightly flour your hands. Kind of press just a little bit. Get it kind of smooth. Gently turn it. Sprinkle a little bit of flour on here. Now we're going to gently just roll it. Roll it and smooth it out. We don't want to leave this out too long. But we just want to smooth out the sides and make it look good and smooth and even as possible. And if you want to make two smaller logs to work with, that, you know, that is easier sometimes. That's what I've done before, is just made two smaller logs. But we just want to get it as even as possible. Okay, what we're going to do before we actually put it back in the freezer is wrap it in some plastic wrap, and this will make it easier to roll. Be very careful picking this up. Okay, and roll that on there as tight as you can. Just kind of twist up the edges. And now while it's in your pan, you can kind of easily roll it again and smooth it out. You're not putting pressure on it. You're just rolling it out. Now back in the freezer for 30 minutes. And you want to go and turn it about every 5 minutes, just so it don't get the flat spot. Before I take my cookie roll out of the freezer, and we're not freezing it till it's just firm, we're freezing it just to firm it up a little bit for this next step. So I have a sheet pan with some parchment paper laid over it, and I am just using the little nonpareil sprinkles, but you can use any kind that you like. I'm going to add some of these, the red and the pink and the white for Valentine's Day. And let me show you the few little extra hearts that I had left over. I coated them with the white sprinkles. Alright, so I just took it out of the freezer and I kept turning it just like that. But we do have a little bit of flat spots and it's still kind of soft. So we don't want to press real hard. But I am going to roll it just to get off any flat spots as possible. And just lightly roll it. You don't want to press it too hard. And we can do it with our hands too. And cover it with the sprinkles. And now we're going to carefully roll it back up in our plastic wrap. And it's going to go back in the freezer. And this time we want it to freeze. Be very careful lifting this up. You don't want it to break, because it's still kind of soft. And now we're going to put this in the freezer for 30 minutes to an hour. Alright, you can let this set in your freezer overnight, aren't you? Get ready to slice them up and bake them. But preheat your oven to 275 degrees. And we just want this real firm so that it doesn't squish our hearts when we slice them. Now some of the slices might not be so pretty because we might slice into an end piece of a heart or something. So I have me a cookie sheet lined with parchment paper, but you don't have to line it with parchment paper. You can just place it in an ungreased sheet pan. And we're going to slice them about 1/4 of an inch thick. But the first slice doesn't matter because it's the end piece. So we're just going to slice a little bit of that off. Let's see. And we want to slice them 1/4 of an inch thick. Now see, that heart got a little bit squished, but if the other side looks good, we can just use it. Oh, see, I got like the end and the beginning of a heart. And it only matters if one of the sides look good, because we're not finished after we bake these. See, there's another end. And here's my cookies. Some of the hearts look perfect, some a little squished, but it's alright. So now we're going to put these in our 275 degree preheated oven for 45 to 50, maybe even 55 minutes. We're really going to dry them out. Alright, I just took my cookies out of the oven, and you really won't be able to tell by looking at them because they really don't turn brown or anything. They might get slightly golden on the bottom of them. There's one of the messed up ones, but we're going to cover that up. That's what they look like on the back. So now we're just going to put these on a wire rack to completely cool. Alright, our cookies are cooled. So you can take any kind of chocolate that you like. I just took some chocolate chips and melted them in the microwave real quick. You can use white chocolate, any flavor that you like. So we're just going to take our cookie, and this is the pretty side. So underneath, we're just going to take a little bit of that chocolate and just spread it around. We're going to set it back on our rack so that the chocolate can set up. And I have made these cookies before. Last time I made it instead of one big old long cookie log, I made it into 2 smaller ones, and those were beautiful. I've got pictures of it if I can remember. I mean, the heart was centered perfect and everything. And here are my finished shortbread cut out heart cookies. I really don't know what to call them because they're a shortbread and they're a cut out cookie. So anyway, they really are a lot of fun to make. It's like a lot of steps to go through with the freezing it and stuff, but I thought they turned out really pretty and really cute, and even the little bitty hearts are so cute. Now these cookies are really not a lot on flavor, not really at all, so you have to dress them up with the chocolate or any other kind of white chocolate, dark chocolate, semi-sweet chocolate, whatever you want to put on there to kind of dress them up. They're really just for some good looks, and they're really crunchy and crispy. So I'm going to try a bite for you real quick. They have a really good crunch to it. So thanks for coming along and watching. Please give me a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. And please go visit my sister's channel, Ellen from Ellen's Homemade Delights, who will be making strawberry cookies with strawberry cream cheese frosting. And also Emily from Country Cook, who will be making Oreo cheesecake cookies. It's going to be good, and I can't wait. So see you over at their channels. Happy Valentine's Day. Bye, y'all.